Hello and welcome to the trade setup. In this video, we are looking at Nuscale Power. It is time for another update. And before we start today's video, I wanted to highlight a few updates for the channel. So we have opened memberships for those of you who want to support the content we provide. There are a couple of perks that come along with joining. And additionally to that, we have opened our newsletter. You will find the link in the description, but you will need to confirm your email before you are actually added on the list. We want to avoid spam as much as possible, and I want to make sure that you want to be on our list. Now, if you want all the details, you can also watch the channel update video, but for now I want to keep this brief and start with the actual stock analysis. Now on this chart, we have been tracking this idea of a potential double 1-2-1-2 setup that could still technically work out. Although we have just broken once again below our last level of support here, the 78.6% retracement. It was a brief break, but certainly it does not help the white structure in creating the next wave to the upside. Now, nonetheless, we did recover this time as well, and we did not form an additional low. We are still looking for continuation to higher prices, at least internally, because since we broke initially the 78.6% retracement in this push to the downside, we have started considering other options on this chart, which include this yellow interpretation of a larger, more significant top within a wave 1 here, where now we are looking for a wave 2 correction in an ABC pattern that is expected to unfold. We are tracking this pattern within a zigzag, and under these expectations, we would be looking for a 3-wave correction into the area of resistance between the $24 all the way up to the $42.4 level. Honestly, on this chart, unless we make an initial 5-wave move to the upside, I cannot look for continuation to higher prices without breaking the $42.4 level. There is a strong risk that we are looking to extend into even lower prices. However, we have not yet reached the area of resistance, which strongly suggests we should still be looking for continuation to higher prices, at least to the $24 level. Now, this is not guaranteed that we will get there, but the preferences remain strongly aligned in pushing higher internally within this pattern. Now, of course, this implies that we have actually bottomed within this wave A, which I cannot guarantee you at the moment. So, if you remember, within this pattern to the downside, we have been looking for an ABC structure in orange, and in either case, we are tracking a 5-wave pattern in this area. But extensions are always still possible, and I still have the couple of options I provided to you many videos ago available to extend to lower prices. So firstly, we were looking for a potential ABC pattern to take us even lower. Technically still possible. I don't really prefer this scenario because we did push above the resistance area briefly, but we did break it. And in addition to that, the proportions just don't look right to me. Now, I could still look for the possibility of this being all still part of the wave 3. Might even work better with the internal structure we have built in this latest push to the downside in this area. And then we would expect this to be a 4th and build a 5th wave to take us to even lower prices. Still a possibility. Although in either case, I wouldn't necessarily expect to get a strong sell-off because we are already starting to see some strength signs. Yeah, we have had here a potential initial 5-wave move to the upside within this area. We have a corrective pattern forming to the downside at the very least, and we have additional structural support at the levels below. So yeah, sure, we could extend lower. I'm not denying that, but I'm watching for levels of support that could create a reversal here between the $13.8 down to the $13.4, and additionally, we have a very strong support level at around the 11 point something dollar area. In either case, if we extend to lower prices, we will have a lot more clarity on this chart in this pattern. Because we will have invalidated the white interpretation, we will not be looking for the next reversal to the upside, but at the same time, I would not be able to reliably consider that the initial wave to the downside within the wave 2 in yellow is done, and I would actually still expect this to be part of a wave A. I will still be looking for a wave B correction to take us to higher prices into the area of resistance that will need to have an adjustment. Now, ultimately, that would still force us to look for an additional low, potentially in continuation in a wave C, but it is very likely that we will see the relief rally before we get the major extension, even in the bearish interpretation, or rather short-term bearish interpretation in yellow, or even short to mid-term if you want to consider that. Now, internally in this pattern, we have been tracking a potential initial 5-wave move to the upside. Although I want to be absolutely clear, this does not need to happen, especially if we build our 3 waves into the resistance area, because as I was mentioning, ideally within this wave B, we are looking for an A, B, C structure to unfold. Once we have what could be a wave 3 in white complete, the wave B in yellow would need no additional extensions, and if we manage to reach the ideal target for a supposed wave 3 in white, I will be able to track an area of support for a wave 4 correction and continuation to even higher prices, but at the same time it will have already built the likely structure, the likely part of this uptrend, because the wave B will have a full count, we will not need the additional 4th and the 5th, and the wave C could start at any point. Now clearly we have also broken the internal support levels within this structure. Once again, briefly, nothing too substantial, but also not confidence inducing, of course. And now the ideal target for the wave 3 sits at the 138.2% extension of the wave 1 around the $28 level. So if we don't manage to achieve this price level within the wave 3, I will not even be looking for the correction in a wave 4 for continuation in a 5th wave to the upside. Additionally, the wave 4 will need to not overlap with the top of the wave 1. Yeah, we will have additional attention to that detail, but as of now, I don't even have a confirmation that we have started the wave 3 to the upside. Now, in this downtrend, we have a couple of options of what we could track in terms of resistance. So what I find this pattern could be building is here a potential 1, 2, 3rd, 4th, and a 5th. If we build a 5-wave pattern to the downside within this area, it will have some implications that we should expect at least another low within our preferred scenario. But for that, we will also have an area of resistance that will signal to us, if broken, that this structure is likely not going to manage to take us to even lower prices. And here we watch the levels between the $16 all the way up to the $18.4. Already, if we get a break above the 61.8% retracement, it would be a healthy signal that this structure is much more likely to have bottomed and extend into the next wave to the upside. Now, internally in this pattern, I'm looking for a potential initial 5-wave move to the upside, for which I could consider that we have completed the wave 1, 2, and 3. We are looking for a wave 4 correction and a 5th wave to build this structure completely. And for that, we will have an area of support we can track for this supposed wave 4. Although I want to mention, we might be looking at a slightly different pattern. So firstly, for the wave 4, I'm looking to hold the $16.2 level. Below that level, I would be prepared for a more substantial breakdown and a failure to extend to higher prices where we might have already topped. Now, the caveat is that within this structure, within this count, we have retraced extremely deeply in this supposed wave 2. We might be looking at a truncation, in which case we could theoretically look even for a 1-2 setup in this area, but to be honest, I would not trust such a count, and below the $16.2 level, it would already be a warning sign that this structure is going to fail. However, if we build this entire 5-wave pattern, we will have the ability to track a potential 1-2 setup, albeit within a very small and fragile time frame, but it will allow us to look with higher probabilities for the next wave to the upside. Now, in addition to this support area, we could be watching some structural support we have previously formed here. With this wave 3 swing low, we have formed at the $17 level. Additionally, within this structure, we have these lows we have formed in this area previously as well, around the $16.4, $16.3 level that could aid us in creating the reversal in the wave 5 to the upside. But for now, these are the levels, this is the trade setup. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, don't forget to subscribe and let me know what else you want me to cover, and I'll do my best to do that in the days and weeks ahead. And on top of that, members get priority on stock requests when a video slot is open. But for now, this is it. I hope you have a nice day, and I hope to see you in the next video. Bye bye.